Now, if you're trying to improve your game, I'm pretty sure you've watched a ton of YouTube videos. You've watched Shari, watched Dr. Dave, you've been watching Brian at FX Billiards, just to name a few, okay? I didn't want to leave anyone out here. However, okay, I'm gonna give you a little secret. Most of the stuff that you see online come from one or a few particular sources. Yeah. And if you want all that information immediately, you need to continue watching this video. First, make sure you like and subscribe. This channel is brand new. This is one of my first videos, and it really helps. I want to share the information with you, and everyone can get better. And of course, like always, write me in the comments. I always respond. I love to hear from you. Okay. Now, me personally, I've had mentors, right? I've had some of the best players in the country train me on certain things. I've played with some of the best players, played with a handful of pros. I learned a lot from everyone, okay? It's not one particular person or anything that I get most of my game from, all right? I do have a lot of mentors that teach me things I see on a regular basis, and they show me things, right? However, when it comes to me being at home and practicing for hours and hours and hours to improve my game, there's 3 books, okay, that I want to share with you that I would recommend to anyone, okay? And I've went through all 3 of these books, and from time to time I'll revisit them, and because I've learned so much, I forget half of it. I forget how I know it, okay, most of the time, okay? And people ask me questions, Keem, why do you say this or why do you say that? Where do you get that from? Well, I learned that from reading this book or playing, and sometimes you play and you don't understand why, okay? You don't know why that happens. You just know it happens. Like for instance, spin-induced throw, okay? You see it happen and you see a ball go offline and you just don't know why. You don't know the physics of the ball. You don't know the physics of the shot, the angles. You don't know why this rail goes to that and diamond systems and all that stuff. You just figure out why. So these books actually explain why, and a lot of these shots that you see come from some stemming of something recorded in these 3 books. Now, there's a ton of books out there, but these are my top 3 that I feel every pool player should know, read, and most importantly, practice, okay? Now, these aren't in any particular order, but this 99 Critical Shots in Pool happened to be my first book. Now, some of these are gonna come if you're playing straight pool. A lot of stuff is gonna come from that, all right? And different games have different books, but this overall general, if you're playing 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, even 1 pocket, okay? These 3 books are gonna generalize basic shots and shots that you need to have in your arsenal, because I feel like pool is a game about moves, almost like chess, okay? The more moves you have, the more knowledge you have in the game, the more you're gonna win, because you can get out of certain things, and that makes a difference in skill levels and things like that, right? Your knowledge and the time that you practice to actually make the balls, okay? So 99 Critical Shots in Pool. I absolutely love this book. I'm not gonna go over all the particular shots or any favorite shot in general. I've read all of them, I can't remember half of them until I get on the shot and I know how to make it. But, all right, you could have, I think this book was $10, $12, maybe $20 now, $15. Yeah, go through this book, practice the shots. You're gonna improve your game. Like I said, there's no particular order, but when it comes to banking, okay, especially I love playing 1 pocket, okay? And I practice weird banks and the crazy banks all the time. However, there's never been a better book when it comes to knowing how to bank balls, okay, than Freddie the Beard's Banking with the Beard, okay? This book is the holy grail of banking, all right? It's improved. The first maybe 2 weeks that I had the book, I instantly improved just by the reading portion, okay? Freddie's theory on pool is phenomenal. Bank in peace, Freddie. He's passed. This book is the #1 banking book that I could totally recommend, and anyone can get something out of this book. I don't care how good you already are. If you haven't read this book, this is definitely a must-have. playing 8-ball, playing 9-ball, playing 10-ball, playing one pocket, especially one pocket where you're banking all the time. This book, if you're playing banks, they say Freddie was one of the best bankers that ever lived. And in this book, he shares all the information. It's definitely a must read, okay? And definitely practice. Now, this book, you just can't read it and just kind of figure it out. You have to practice it. You have to practice. And he talks about so much when it comes to the physics of the balls, how the balls move, and seeing the trajectory of the shot, and having a photographic memory of it and knowing exactly how to shoot it when the time comes. This book is really great. Now, another book, this book is a lot. This Robert Bryant's 350 Shots in Pool, okay? If you can't buy all three, all right? Banking with the Beard, number one, okay? If you can't buy all three. However, if you can't make a straight shot yet, or you can't make certain shots yet, you're having trouble with cuts or speed and all of that stuff, I wouldn't recommend your number one book be Learn How to Bank, okay? Go with Robert Bryant's 350 Shots, okay? This book has so many different shots and so many different safety plays. If you're having trouble playing safes, all right? You just can't play them good. This book has it in. You're having trouble with rails, understanding rails. This book will show you how to play that. Escape shots, how to get clusters, right? You're having a problem breaking out clusters, knowing the angles to break out those cluster balls. This book will have a fix, okay? It's not too many shots that I haven't seen in this book, and I haven't seen him discuss in this book. Most of the time when I go on YouTube and I see people doing these trick shots and cool looking shots, I've seen it already. I've done it already because I've got it from this book, okay? Now, like I said before, I will do a GoPro. As soon as I get the GoPro, we're gonna get the GoPro next week. Like, this is my first week recording content. I'm just trying to, put out the content, make it as, knowledgeable as possible for right now, and get into the cool theatrics and stuff later, okay? But I'm gonna go over these shots eventually. But however, you don't have to wait for me. Get these 3 books, okay? Get these 3 books. Robert Bryant's 350 Shots in Pool, Freddie the Beard's Banking with the Beard, 99 Critical Shots in Pool, okay? This all overall probably cost you 60, 70 bucks, right? Now, let's talk about why I brought this up, okay? A lot of you want to advance your game and you're looking for a coach, okay? I've had a lot of coaches. I've even paid for coaching. I went to, I attended one clinic. I paid like $1,000 at this billiard school, right? However, the time, I probably got 24 hours worth of time. It was spent over, I think, 3 days, eight hours a day. I drove all the way to Florida to do it. Was it worth it? Kind of, sort of. But honestly, there's nothing that no one can teach you in a matter of a day that's just going to increase your game like that, right? It was more of a group coaching session. But even me just being around some of the best players, they can give me tips in a day, right? They work with me, they show me. Usually I'm gambling them and I pay for lessons, that way. But for the most part, that doesn't happen in one session. All right, you're not going to see a game. Pool is one of those things where it eventually, gradually just inclines. So you get a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit more here, a little bit more here, a little bit more here. But it's not like this. Okay, it's nothing in your game is just going to go just like this. Okay, it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. It takes hours of practice. Okay, and you're going to see little bumps. And sometimes it goes down. Sometimes, one time I was just playing so much. I was learning all this stuff. And by the time that few weeks were up, I was just so mind-bogged. I could barely make a shot. For about 2 weeks straight, I just was in this nasty slump. I couldn't make anything. Then about 3 weeks later, I think that's about the time I had my first 2-pack. I had 2 breaking runs back to back. After that slump I was in. So sometimes the game's gonna go down when you practice so much stuff. But over time, it's gonna build. It's gonna build. It's gonna build. It's gonna build. So pool clinics in themselves, are they worth it? Or is a $1,000 pool clinic worth it? And if I had these 3 books before I went to that pool clinic, the pool clinic wouldn't have done anything for me. I would have knew most of it. If I had time to practice, like I spent 24 hours there, if I spent that same 24 hours in these books, practicing every single shot in these books, I would have learned it just the same. All right. Everything you can find at a pool clinic, you pretty much find on YouTube. Now, if you're getting a personal coach, right, someone that you're close to, someone that you're going to see on a regular, even through video, right? You don't have to physically be there. Where even through video, they can show you certain things. I think that would be worth it. All right, if you paid someone to do that. But as far as going to these just so many. Everyone wants to coach and get paid off coaching. All these coaching clinics, you got 8 people, 10 people in a group. They spend, total of 20 hours, 10 hours with you. Isn't gonna improve a game like that. I'm sorry, it's not. You'll see a difference. Any help is gonna do something, right? But if you spend hours and hours and you practice, free videos on YouTube, and you actually dedicate time, like you would dedicate that $1,000, instead that you put that towards time on the content, you're gonna improve. You're gonna improve anyway, right? So yeah, that's my whole thing on clinics and mentors and stuff like that. Listen, you can find a mentor anywhere in the pool hall, okay? Spend some money, give them some money, get some lessons. All right, that's how I learned. All right, played a couple pros, took my money. All right, didn't plan for nothing much, $5-10. I knew I was gonna lose, but spend a couple hours with somebody, you get some information from them, right? But anyway, pool clinics worth it? Yeah, they are, right? If you need one-on-one coaching, you need somebody to work with you, right? However, you don't have to fly to another country to do it unless you just really want to, okay? However, spending the time, spending the hours on the table are gonna you're gonna produce around the same results, okay? Practicing the right things. Now, if you read all these books, you went through all of this, you're A-level player and you're looking to go pro, well, yeah, you're gonna need some pros in your corner to show you some things, right? But if you're just an amateur player, you're okay, you're just trying to get better, okay? Save your money, okay? Thousands of dollars, and put the time in. That would be my recommendation. Like I said, I'd spent thousands of dollars on pool clinic. I could have got the same information. Not saying they weren't good. They were good. I just, over time, I got the information anyway. All right, just being there made me get it faster all at once. So I got the information now. Then I had to go practice and practice and practice. But still yet, I learned more just hanging around people in the pool hall that are really, really good and asking them, hey, I have this specific problem. How do I fix it? Buy them a beer. Way cheaper. But anyway, thanks for watching, Pool Nerds. If you've actually gone to a clinic, you experienced a clinic, you have good reviews, bad reviews, whatever, make sure you write them down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Have you personally been mentored? What do you feel about a coach? Have you ever had a coach? Who was your coach? And share your experience. Maybe someone in the comments is looking to pay $1,500 to someone that's not worth it. Maybe you have someone better to recommend. Okay. Either way it goes, write your thoughts in the comments. Always like and subscribe. This is a new channel. We're trying to grow the channel, of course, and overall share information. Okay, so we're all in this together. Always, I'll see you guys on the next video.